So you've been given this template computer lab lesson document, and what do you do with it? Well, first of all, I want to show you that the activities are in date order from bottom to top. So the first lab is on the very bottom, and then if you scroll up, so the latest one is always on the top. I'll probably be sending them out to you. I'll be a week ahead of you so that I can give you some tips the following week on what worked and what didn't work on the previous week's lab. Feel free to copy and paste the entire section. What I mean by that is if you highlight this and copy this entire thing, you can cut off whatever you want. Don't have to say it's created by me. And you copy the whole thing, and then you start a new document just by going to your drive and start a new document, create a document, and you can paste that content in so that you don't miss out on the content that I'm sharing each week. Okay, come on thing, load up. Of course it's going slow. All right, so there it goes. All right, now if you're going to do this for your class, make sure you title it with your class name and computer lab lessons, and you can then go through this and delete whatever you want or add in what you like. Now make sure you share it with your students with the share button. You want to make this view only for your students. So you would click this share button on the top right, and it's trying to get me to name it. I'm going to call this computer lab lesson. Everything is running slow today. It's one of those days. Computer lab lessons, and I'll save it, and then it's going to let me share. And this is the new share settings that we've been seeing. If you click advanced, it'll open up and give you what you're more used to seeing. I'm going to say anyone with a link so that if kids go home and want to work on this document, they can, even if they're not logged into their PUSD account. We're going to leave it at can view. I don't want kids going in and changing the assignment. So this would be for your own good. You can make a shortened URL and kids could come to this and work on it. And again, each week, if you just move this down a little bit, and then the next week you can just paste at the top the new lab lesson. You should only have to create one computer lab lesson doc. Now, a great idea then is to share the link to this document with your computer lab helper, or put it on a web page or somewhere where kids can access it really easily. Now I want to go back to what I've shared with you today. So that's how you can take it and make it your own. I'll keep adding to this same document. So if you don't want to check my emails each week, you can just delete it and check and see what I've got going on here. Rearrange this any way you want. But each week, instead of typing so many instructions, because I can go on and on like I'm doing on this video, I'm going to post instructions using Kaizena. Kaizena, you might have heard of it, is voice commenting on Google Docs, and it's pretty cool. So if you can use this with your students also with their writing. I'll actually have to go into more detail how to do Kaizena, but if you click on comments up here in the top right, you'll see I've added 2 comments, and they're in order. So the first comment gives instructions for week 1 lab lesson, which is this one. And the second comment, which is here, gives you instructions for week 2's lab lesson. Now it says here, and of course it says it's, Lisa, I'm giving you feedback because I was giving feedback to myself. Note that you may be asked to add Kaizena as an app to your Google Drive, so I want to walk you through that process. So the first thing you want to do is you want to click on the link here, and it might direct us to get this add-on. All right, so it's going to it's asking us, would I like to view your email and all of this? Yes, this is one of the new Google Apps add-ons that works really well with your documents. Kind of a great tool to have. All right, so it added it, and it's it's going to do a little demo here. It's going to ask, welcome, I'm an educator, and say okay, and be done. All right, so here now I can see the Google document that I shared with you, only it's brought into this other extension, or it's an add-on called Kaizena. And you can see my comments are highlighted, so there'll be a little box, a colored box around them. I put 2 comments, and I'm only always going to post them on the title of the that week's lab lesson, the main focus. Now over here, it's kind of looks a little confusing. So you can start by clicking on where the comment is. So if you click on this comment, over on the side, it's going to have LH, that's me, I made the comment, and you just click play, and it's going to play the comment. This is a copy of a Hyperdoc that created for a 5th grade classroom. You're welcome to use it. You may. Okay, on and on and on. It's like 2 minutes. I'm sorry. You'll be sick of hearing me. Now, if you go to the next comment, you can click on this, and it opens up this comment, and so you can. This week's lab lesson is focused on digital portfolios, but you'll notice we did add in some keyboarding links. So it kind of gives you some details and some things that you might need to change. For example, on the first week's lab lesson, you have to add your own Google form, and you have to add your own personalized map. And I've given tutorials on the link for how to do that as well, so you'll find all those there. I think that is all you need to know. You can go back to the template then. This is just close out of the Kaizena, and I'm just going to double check, see if it added it in. It did not add it in. If you want to use Kaizena, you have to come here and get add-ons at this point. But that will be another lesson for another day. If you have any questions, email me, or we'll make appointments and we can work on this together.